Michaela Vernava for NESN.com here on Radio Row, and I'm joined now by Pro Football Hall of Famer and Patriots Hall of Famer, Mike Haynes. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, we're here at Super Bowl week. Huge game, obviously. As a defensive back, an interception in any game is a pretty good thing, but especially when you have one in a Super Bowl like Malcolm Butler did. We saw his excitement with the game-winning interception in the Patriots Super Bowl win. You also got to experience that in a Super Bowl. What does that feel like?
God, I mean, it feels great. Nothing like Malcolm Butler's, though. I mean, that was a game changer and really made the difference in the game completely. Mine, we were already ahead, and everybody was expecting the Redskins to come back, and that interception just meant you're not coming back, and it changed a lot of things for us. But it's a great feeling, and to know that you had one in the greatest game, in the biggest game all year, it'll be in history forever and ever. So that's what makes it exciting.
Well, for Malcolm, it has turned out that it wasn't just a one-hit wonder for him. He's certainly proven himself this season, and the Patriots secondary, a lot of question marks surrounding that squad. Darrelle Revis did not come back. How do you think they were able to be as successful as they were this year?
Always have to point to great coaching, really. I mean, you have to know your players, and my guess is to make a decision not to go with Darrelle Revis. They knew what they were doing and what they had to do to have a great defense without a guy like Darrelle Revis in it. And I think they've always been able to do a great job. Belichick, in my mind, he's a great defensive coach, and the guy that you want to have calling the plays and telling guys what they need to do to get better. If you have a guy like that in your life as a young player, it's going to really benefit you down the road.
Well, now you played for the Raiders when they were in Los Angeles, so I'm curious what your thoughts are on the Rams relocating to LA.
Well, I grew up in Los Angeles. I don't know if everybody knows that, but that's home for me. And so I grew up with pro football in my backyard. All I had to do was wear my Cub Scout uniform, and I get to get in the game for free. I mean, I think a community as big as Los Angeles needs pro football, and especially if the guys get out into the community. There's a lot of challenges for young people out there, and when you have, a commitment to the community and you're sending your players out and telling them, hey, stay in school, hey, make better decisions, hey, get good sleep at night, and, be a good kid, it makes a huge difference. And I'm glad to see football back in Los Angeles, and I'm glad to see it's going to be a stadium that is state of the art. Los Angeles, when the Raiders were there, it was famous. Raider fans were famous for coming late and leaving early because there were so many things to do in Southern California. But I think that with this stadium, they'll come up with a lot of different events, much like the Patriots do, before the game for fans to do things and even for fans to stay late.
Well, do you think that that will be the case, that fans will come late and leave early, or will it be an instant hit possibly, or will it take some time for the team to gain traction and gain fandom?
I don't think so because I'm a baby boomer, and so, I'm a former Ram fan, and so my kids are not Ram fans because the Rams weren't there. And so you would imagine that a lot of the baby boomers are still there, so they'll be able to talk to their kids and their grandkids, take them to the games, and start to build a fan base really quickly.
Well, Mike, you are a prostate cancer survivor, and I know that now you are able to help other people. What are you doing with that?
Well, probably the most important thing we're doing is just letting people know that prostate cancer runs in families. And if you catch this disease early, there's almost 100% chance you're going to be fine. 99.999% chance you're going to be fine. But a lot of people don't know what the symptoms are, and the symptoms are similar to a lot of other diseases. So the most important thing you can do is find out if it runs in your family, and then talk to your doctor about what to do, when you should start screening, because it's so treatable, and it's like crazy to find out in the later stages that you had this disease when you could have done something about it.
Now, what organization do you work with for that, and what resources do people have out there?
Well, our whole campaign is really a partnership between the NFL and the Urology Care Foundation, which is made up of like 18,000 urologists in the country. And our program is called Know Your Stats. So if any of your audience wants to learn more about what we're doing, they can go to knowyourstats.org. If you have any commonly asked questions, good chance you can get it answered right there.
All right, that's knowyourstats.org. Mike, thank you so much for